Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whichever way we want to say it today. Today we're going to do a review of the FB4005 Stage 2. What is so special about this goofy-looking, huge monstrosity? The gun. It's got the same gun as the 183. It's got a hella big boom on it. It is a 183mm L4 with a lot of bang for your buck. And you have to have a lot of bang for your buck because of the fact the shells on this thing are freaking expensive. 8,000 credits for one Hesh round, and it's like 2,900 something for a AP round, and 1,900 credits for a standard HE round. So yeah, basically this thing is a rear set in the back, hiding some bushes, and hope you've got a decent enough dispersion that you can pound the snot out of the enemy, because if you have to go out and you try and use this thing as a frontline tank, you will be back in your garage whimpering how you screwed up and you shouldn't have never moved forward like you did. Yeah, this is a rear, it's a support tank to the 10th power. A tier 1 can penetrate this. I mean, you have 14 millimeters of armor all the way around on this huge frickin' turret. So basically, literally, a tier 1 can penetrate you anywhere on the turret, and probably a tier 1 can penetrate the butt of this. It's only got 38 on the hull and the rear. So let's go over it real quick and just see why would anybody want this thing. So, armor-wise, you have 76 millimeters on the hull, which has got a little bit. And it's got a decent slope, but it's just really not that thick. You will get an occasional bounce, and I'm talking, you got a better chance of probably winning the lottery. You have the turret 14 millimeters all the way around. So, boom, we took care of the armor on the turret already. On the side of the hull, you have 50, and the rear, you have 38. So basically, you have no armor at all, other than a little bit on the front of the hull. And like I said, if you're angled, there are times you might get lucky and get a bounce on your hull in the front, but it'll be a very lucky. Hopefully you bounce it. It might be from a tier 8. I highly doubt you're going to bounce anything that's tier 9 or 10, even on the hull. It's just, this thing is just, there's no armor. So you ask yourself, why do I want it? Well, it's because of that gun. This thing has 183 millimeter. Standard pen of your AP, 310. It's one of the highest in the game. 230 for your Hesh rounds, which was nerfed quite a while back. It used to be almost, I think it was 290. And you could basically penetrate most everything 100%, and you could one-shot pretty much every tier 8, tier 9, and almost every tier 10 with your Hesh rounds. Or very close to killing it in one shot. If they had been hit one time by any enemy tanks, you could one-shot them. And you get 92 for your standard HE round. So your standard HE, more than likely, I don't even carry standard HE. It's just not worth it. I carry a lot of Hesh and 7 AP rounds. It used to be you got 12 rounds altogether, but they bumped it up, thank goodness. And now I carry 7 AP and 13 HE. So it really depends. If you shoot a lot of Hesh with this, you're not going to make credits unless you do a substantial amount of damage. And I'm talking 5, 6, 8,000 damage in order to make any kind of credits. AP is the way to go if you're looking to make credits, and then again, it's real iffy. This gun is just phenomenal. Standard penetrate or standard round with your AP, 310 pen. It's really good. 1,150 average damage. Your Hesh round, 1,750 average damage. That's average. Doesn't mean it won't do more, but it can do less. 230 penetration with your Hesh round. 92 with your standard HE, and your standard HE damage is 1,750 average damage. You're not going to do even close to that, probably. Average damage per minute is 2,300. 0.38 dispersion. Aim time is forever. 3 seconds. Just for shits and giggles, let's look at that. So, the Hesh round average damage, or I mean, it can do as little as 1,312 and as much as 2,188. That's a shit ton of damage with one shell. That's if you hit something in the, well, the way it is now, if you hit something in the side or the rear and you get a good roll, you're going to one-shot it. The AP round can basically do from as little as 862 all the way up to 1,438. So, still does a lot of damage, just not as much as those Hesh rounds. Hesh rounds is kind of like you're gambling, because you're going to roll the dice when you hit something, and depending on where you hit it, how much armor it is, how thick it is, what angle you hit it on, it's going to really determine how much, well, you know, how much damage you're going to do, because it's got to penetrate. The more penetration, the more damage. So if it just basically penetrates and hits like on a T95 on the outside, and it doesn't penetrate the front that much because it's so thick, you might, I've hit T95s and done 25 damage with this thing before. But then I turn around, I've hit them in the side and done 1,700 damage. So it really depends on where you hit to determine. I mean, you really have to aim with this. Just because a Type 5 heavy pulls out in front of you, yeah, if obviously you don't want to get shot by him because he's going to hit you for 1,500 damage. But you're going to definitely want to aim your shot. You don't want to just pull it real quick and pull back, because you're probably going to hit him in a thick armored part and do, you know, 100 damage. Where if you would have aimed it at that angle, or that gunner or the driver's port or something, and actually hit it, then you might do 2,000 damage. You know, it really all depends on where you hit the target. Just to go over the tank, let's see, we went over that, and that. Rate of fire on mine is 2.32 rounds a minute. My reload is 25.89. It's actually a little bit quicker on this than it is my 183, if I remember right. Pretty sure. Where's my 183? Oh, that's right. Let's see. Reload 24.76. Oh no, my 183 is actually quicker. I thought this was quicker. I know this is aims in quicker though, I think. 2.62. Yeah, the ship barn does aim in quicker. Actually, quite a bit quicker. It's over 3 seconds on my 183, my FV, and this is 2.62. Dispersion is 0.36. Average damage per minute on my tank is 2665. I've got not the best crew in the world. They're on their first working on their first crew skill at 87%. I don't have a lot of matches in this. I prefer to play my FV 183 because you actually have armor, whereas this you have none. Yeah, I've only got 52 matches in this. I still do play it once in a while, but as you can see, I've got 827 matches in my FV 183. But if you don't have, or if you did not have the 183 when they took it out of the game, then obviously you're not going to have the option to play the FV 183. You've got the 4005 ship barn. Where are we at here? Yeah, 1,850 hit points. So if you see another ship barn and he's aiming at you, don't get hit by him, because if he hits you in this 14 millimeters of turret armor, you will be one shot going back to your garage in one shot. So yeah, it's your worst enemy is another FV 4005. To be honest with you, it really is. That and Type 5 heavies or Type 4 heavies, that'll hit you for like 1,500, 1,600. Mobility on this is actually pretty good. They buffed all that. They gave it a better angling on the turret. I think it's 90 degrees to the left and right. The engine is 950 horsepower, so your specific power to weight is 18.43. And for this thing, as big as it is, that's pretty darn good. Top speed in forward is 35 and reverse is 12. Your traverse speed for the hull is 31.29, and for the turret 16.29. You can get circle strafed in this because the turret does not spin all the way around. And with just your traverse speed on your hull, you're not going to be able to spin quick enough to stop something like a bat chat from spinning you and circle strafing you to death. Concealment's a joke, 5.37. Yeah, don't think you're going to rely on your camo, even in a bush, because this thing is so damn big. It's got a huge silhouette that it's easy to get spotted. I've got actually a gun rammer, gun lane drive, and nods, and my view range is 496, and signal range is 750. So yeah, this thing it's different. It takes some good skill to play it. You got to know when to push, when to get the hell out of dodge, when to pull the trigger, when not to pull the trigger, where to aim. It takes some skill to play this thing. Whereas the 183, you've got armor, not a ton, but you've got armor. You've got good angles. You can get hauled down in this. It's hard to penetrate the turret. Right there. If anybody ever gets this hauled down, right there's your key area to shoot this thing. Right about there. Yeah, with this, basically they shoot you anywhere you're going to get damaged. So anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I got some gameplay for you, and then some post-game stats. It's nothing to write home about, but I had a buddy of mine ask me to do a review of this, and I wanted to get it out for him tonight before I got to go to bed here like an hour ago. So if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here we are in the FB4005 Stage 2, aka the Ship Barn on Glacier. You're very limited where you can go when you're in something like this that has no armor and it's as big as it is. I mean, look at this thing compared to even the Yagzilla. The thing's as big as a damn house. I mean, it stands up higher. At least with the Yagzilla, you got armor. So on this, the options you have when you run in this thing on a map like this that is limited for space, it's not that big. If some enemies get up in these bushes up here, they're going to tear you up if you go this way. If you come close to, try to move forward past up in this area, you'll have your bat chats and your 50-51s kind of just pop up over and put rounds into you. And they ain't got to aim. It's got to hit you and it's going to go through you. So when I start out on a map like this, I actually prefer the other side because you have a few more options where you can go. But on this side, I like to stay up in this area around this pillar and kind of use that to my advantage for armor, because then I can pop out, take a shot, and I don't have to worry about getting shot in the butt from the other angles. So basically, that's where I'm going to head, is straight up there. And I'm going to turn my turret all the way to the right here in a second so you can see how far it can go. I'm just aiming at a certain area, and then you'll see me twist it some more. So that's as far as you can turn it right there, about 90 degrees. So I like to stay right up in here so that I've got cover. So when I pop out one way, I don't have to worry about getting hit from another angle. So like right now, I'm covered, so I'm not going to get shot in the butt unless I back up a little bit. And like I was saying, like where the Yagzilla is going over here, I don't like going up that way because in something that has no armor, because you'll get your mediums that'll pop up into here, and then you'll be lit, and they'll just tear you up, and there's nothing you can do and nowhere you can go. And I didn't want to go down this way because, for one, we only had a couple tanks heading that way, and this thing, as big as it is, you really got to watch where you go, because it's just, you have no armor and it's huge. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. So basically, I'm just waiting for the bat chat to pop up, or anything basically to pop up to take shots at. And when you play this tank, it's usually kind of a slow, match at first. You're kind of watching your mini-map to see where, the enemy team's going, and kind of watch just to take, shots of opportunity. So basically, all I'm doing is just kind of watching, checking things out, seeing where I can get some shots off, where I'm better off if I need to relocate, and then I pop out here. And I think I get shot. Yep, right there. So the 50-51 took a shot at me. Took 3 shots and then my round at that distance, basically, he was backing up. I tried to squeeze it off as quick as I could and completely missed. If I would have hit him, probably would have killed him in one shot, or left him very, very low with hit points. So that's what I mean. With this thing, they don't really have to aim because it's just, you're so darn big that as soon as you pluck out somewhere, it says boom, you get hit. So now I'm just being real cautious on kind of where I'm pulling out, when I'm pulling out. I was hoping to get a shot at that Super Conqueror, and actually I relocate a little bit. I start backing up here using this little, and here's our bat chat. It's a wonder we lost. Our mediums that need to be out there, scouting and taking advantage of their speed and stuff, and he's just now taking off. And we had, there's our Object 277. He's just taking off that way. Our Yagzella's over here by himself. We had no one go up here in the bushes or in the trees there. So, yeah, it's a wonder we lost. And with this thing, when I play it, I completely ignore what people are saying, because this tank destroyer is really meant to be in the back. If you try and push forward, you will die, and you will die quick. It has literally no armor. I know I said it. This is right back up, trying to hope to get a shot off at him by lifting my rear up and getting the tank up a little bit higher, but he's just not working with me. And you really got to watch your mini-map, because now we got these guys that are coming up here into those trees, and I think I pull out here and I get plugged by Bat Chat or something. I was hoping to get a shot at that 50-51, because with the hit points he had, oh, I definitely one-shot him. But no such luck, and then I kind of saw something happening over here. So I started backing up, and I think I know I get plugged by their Bat Chat here in a little bit. That's the thing when you play this tank destroyer, it's not my most favorite in the world, because you really have to, you gotta wait it out. It's a waiting game. I thought I was gonna be able to get a shot at him, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I look, whoopsie daisy, sorry about that. I looked and I noticed he went low. He was on, I thought he was going to shoot up here, but he actually was staying around that lower part. I was like, oh yes, get a shot, let's get a shot, let's get a shot. I think I actually do take a shot at him in a second. I believe he pops back up, and I do get a shot at him. Yeah, the E5. So where it hit him, right in his turret, hardest thing to hit, but the 5A ended up taking him out and finishing him off. So basically, for me hitting him, it took him down enough for the 5A to finish him off, and then the 113 there hits me, and I'm like, God bless America, get loaded, get loaded. That's the thing, is the load time on these these big guns are so darn long. A lot of times you'll miss shots like that, you know, if you'd have been loaded, or if I'd have been loaded, oh yeah, I'd have just plowed him. And then I'm like, does this guy forget I was here? I'm like, he definitely forgot I was here. And then I pull the trigger and miss him. This gun is very temperamental. Sometimes you will get shots and you're like, damn, how did I hit that? And sometimes you pull the trigger like I did at that 113, and I'm like, how the hell did I miss? And here again, I'm like, oh, get loaded, get loaded, get loaded, get loaded. Please get loaded, hurry, load, load, load. And then this is where I try leading the target a little bit, and watch. So it hit the rock in front of him and knocked his track off. You know, I'm just like, am I not going to have any luck today? And I'm watching my team, and it's just melting. 6-9 right now. So, yeah, we just lost another one. Now it's 6-10. Yeah, we're losing pretty darn quick. And I'm watching my mini-map. I'm seeing this Bat Chat over here. So I'm thinking, I'm going to go over here so I can protect these guys so they're not getting shot in the butt, because they're both getting low on health. So I start trudging my way over here, and bam, there's the Bat Chat. First shot that hits me, and then he hits me again here. And then I'm like, I pulled the trigger even though I wasn't aimed in, and I was lucky enough, and I hit him, and we finished him off. But look at this. Look, an idiot shooting heat. I mean, yeah, he already had it loaded, and it's an auto loader, so it's not like he can go, oh, now I want to shoot AP. But it's like, bless America. So I'm like, please just sit there. And he does. He pulls up. He's nice enough to let me shoot him. And I hit, thinking I was up on the upper part of his superstructure, because I knew if I aimed low, with my luck, it would either dunk into the snow, or it would just hit something really thick. So I aimed high at his superstructure, and we did a whopping 436 damage. That's the problem when you do use the HESH rounds, is it really varies on where you hit, is really going to determine how much damage you do. And then I saw the Badger sitting here aiming at something over there, and I'm like, stay there, don't move. Thank you, bye-bye. So I hit him for 447 and finished him off. Which, if he'd have been full health and I hit him at that angle, I probably would have finished him off anyways. And I see their 50-51 coming up here. And our can't even talk. Our 277 just got knocked out from their FV4005, and I knew I was going to get lit up here, or I was lit. And then so we take a shot at the Super Conqueror. Now all I had was a shot at, oh, there's their 268. He's the one that gets me here in a minute. I only had a shot at his turret to get it off real quick and start backing up, because I knew stuff was closing in. And so it hit that shroud, or the armor that goes around the turret on that thing. So that's why it only did 552 damage. If it would have hit him in the lower plate, even his upper plate, it probably would have finished him off. But I wanted to get the shot off and get backing up, because I knew stuff was around. And sure enough, there's the 268, or yeah, 268 version 4, and it was too late. I was pretty well screwed. He was able to get a pop around off on me and get me finished off before I got backed up. But even him, I mean, look at this. He's shooting heat. I mean, it's something that's got 14 millimeters of armor. It's like, are you flipping kidding me? But anyways, you know, I would say I wasn't shooting heat for once, because I wasn't. I was shooting Hesh. Anyways, so yeah, that's the Sheet Barn in a nutshell. No armor, awesome gun. A lot more maneuverable now than the way it used to be. You get, you know, a lot more shells, because it used to be you only got 12. So you get a better assortment of how you wanna, you know, AP and Hesh rounds. So a lot better now that they did a lot of buffs on it. Way better now than the turret does a 90-degree each way. Used to be it only had, I think, like a 45-degree angle that you could aim each way, and then they bumped that up to 90 degrees each way. So the way it is now compared to how it used to be, huge, way better than it used to be. Way better. But just no armor, awesome gun. That's the easiest way to put it. If you're working your way towards this, it is a lot of fun to play. Especially when you're top tier with a lot of tier 8s and you one-shot a lot of the enemy tanks. They pull out, they notice that gun pointing them at, at them, and there's nothing they can do but pucker up and watch you kill them. So when you get a lot of tier 8s against you, still play very safe, because believe me, they will rip you up because there's no armor. But yeah, you'll one-shot a lot of the tier 8s. And by the way, I gotta apologize. I know this new microphone is awesome, but it's picking up a lot of the surrounding noise, like the engine and the fans and the heater and stuff. So I apologize if it's annoying, but I'm down here in Texas right now, and it's like 9,000 degrees. And, up in Michigan where I'm from, it's not even 30 degrees and snowing. But, so I got to have my air conditioner running, or I'd be here just drenched. Yeah, it gets real hot in these trucks. But anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I will have some post-game stats for you guys. So if you want to hold on, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so unfortunately, team kind of got rolled over. The 4005 Stage 2, when you play this thing, it's a rear tank. You don't go up front with this thing. It's huge. It has absolutely no armor, and the lucky part was there was no artillery in this map, but this thing is so big, it's not hard to hit. A couple times the one time I pulled out and I got hit by the 113, and one time I pulled out, I think it was a Bat Chat. Yeah, just all you gotta do is pull out, and it's so big that it's a no-brainer to hit. Cracked me up that I was getting hit by gold rounds. This thing's got literally paper-thin armor. Turret, 14 all the way around. I mean, you could walk up to it and hit it with a baseball bat and probably put a hole through it. But, so anyways, that was an all-tier 10 match. The 113 I shot, and he was going up the hill, and I was leading the shot because of the distance where he was. I pulled the trigger, and he stopped, so my round just knocked his track off. Kind of sucked, but the Super Conqueror there, we hit him one time for 552. I used all Hesh rounds. I prefer to use Hesh rounds over the AP rounds due to the fact that not only do you do damage, but you also obliterate the tank, knock out crew members, tracks, engines, all their like this. I hit him one time and knocked out both his tracks and his driver. So right there, he had to use a repair kit and a first aid kit. So, obviously there's a cooldown period, but if somebody else, it slows him down, because his driver's knocked out. He uses his first aid kit. Well, if they knock his driver out again, well, then he's got to wait forever to get it, fixed. The E5, and everything I hit except for the Bat-Chat had really, pretty good armor. The E5 only did 390 damage on him. I don't even think that was a direct hit, to be honest with you, because that's pretty low for hitting something, unless his track ate the whole thing. All the shots I took were substantially long. I was very shocked when that Bat-Chat pulled out, and he was putting his gold rounds into me, something with 14 millimeters of armor. I didn't wait for it to shrink all the way in, and I was pretty well shocked that it hit him. But I wasn't going to sit there. If you'd hit me one more time, I'd have been dead. So it's either pull the trigger, hope it hits him and kills him, or keep trudging across the field and get nailed by him and die. So I pulled the trigger, and thank goodness it hit him. Hit him for 439, knocked him out. Knocked out his radio track turret and his gunner. The Badger hit him in the side there for 447, knocked him out, and knocked out his ammo rack track and his gun. Object 268 version 4, he got revenge in the end there, but we hit him one time for 436. Now, a lot of people just really don't know which round to shoot. Your AP round does do an average of, 1150 if you penetrate, and it does have good, 310 penetration. That's pretty damn good. Now, at the distance where I was at from the targets, 310 would have been right around, probably, I'm thinking 250, 240, because your round peters out as it gets, out there in distance. Whereas the Hesh round, it's going to drop over, range, but your penetration, stays the same. It's, I'm trying to see, how can we look at that? Give me a second here. I know. Okay, so like your AP round, if you look, it says 310 at 100 meters, 308 at 200 meters, 300 at 500 meters. So really, that still didn't lose a whole lot. It would have been up around 300. So I probably could have penned him with an AP round. Your HE rounds, you don't lose penetration over distance. So no matter what, it's going to penetrate the same distance if the tank is 50 meters away from me or 550 meters away from me. It's not going to lose penetration. It will drop over distance, but it's not going to lose penetration, which is cool. Unfortunately, when you're hitting stuff that's got any kind of decent armor in the front, Super Conqueror, E5, Badger, I hit him in the side. If I would have hit him in the side where I did, he could have been at full health and I probably would have knocked him out. Bat-Chat, more than likely I would have knocked him out from full health, but none of these guys were full health. I was kind of clinging around the back, because that's one thing I know when you play this 4005, it's not a frontline tank. Even if I would have been the only tier 10 in that match, I still would have played it the same way, because of the fact that you have absolutely no armor. Everything goes through you. And I've seen it firsthand, people try and lead the charge with it, and they're the first one dead. Because of the fact that it has no armor. You are not going to bounce around. Not even a chance. The only way you're going to bounce around is if a round hits you, kills you, and then you're already dead, and a round hits you after that. You are not going to bounce around in this thing. So overall, we only did like 2,000 some damage. We had fourth highest damage at 2264 and got 2 kills, base experience of 358, but we lost. They still had an E3, that 268 version 4, Type 5 Heavy, 4005, 5051, and a Super Conqueror. There's no way in God's green earth I was going to be able to take that many tanks out with the reload I have on this and the armor. Just wasn't going to happen. This is this tank is built to back up your heavies, your super heavies. You set behind, you're like second, well, I want to say third behind artillery, but you're back there. You don't go up front with this thing, because if you try and do that, you will be dead. You'll be back in the garage before you know it. We had 8 shots, 5 hit, 5 pen, and we got 1 with some splash damage, which was the 113 where it just blew his track off. Did 2264 damage. We got hit 5 times, all 5 penned. Gee whiz, go figure. We damaged 6, destroyed 2. and we lost 60,839 credits. So guaranteed, if you end up shooting all HESH rounds of this, you are going to lose a butt ton of credits. It drinks credits for breakfast. Now, your AP rounds do cost substantially a lot less, if I remember right. Let's see. Yeah, AP are 2,000. Well, they're still expensive. They're not 8,000 credits like your HESH rounds are, but 2,250 credits still for one AP round is still pretty pricey. Even your HE rounds are still, well, 2,000, so, well, less than, 1,900 is basically 2,000 credits, but 8,000 per time you click that trigger or that mouse button and pop off a HESH round, you're losing 8,000 credits. So, in order to shoot HESH rounds and get any kind of payback off that, is you're going to have to do probably about 5,000 damage or more, and you still might lose credits. So you're better off shooting a couple boosters and using like a 50% credit booster. Yeah, so just go over the tank real quick. We'll call her good there, and I'll have already done the review, so that's why. So anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay and review of the Shit Barn, aka the 4005 Stage 2. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.